Hello, my Aries. Welcome back to another video with a Tarot with T. Today, I am giving your general January message, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off getting some general messages for you, Aries. Then I'm going to do a love reading for my singles and my couples, and we'll finish up with your finances. And then I'm going to pull some oracle cards just to give you some extra guidance, okay? All right, I'm going to hop right on in. So, Aries. A nice little fire sign. I love Aries. So, what is coming towards my Aries in January? All right, right off the bat, I'm hearing the word healing. So some of you guys might be healing something. I think these are old suppressed wounds, though. Nothing that just recently happened. I think these are just some older wounds you're going to be. New year, you know. Overall energy is the Three of Wands, okay? So, we have the Ace of Stars, the Six of Moons in reverse, the Four of Stars in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, okay? The Devil. A lot of messages here, okay? The Moon. So it seems to me like there is an issue, an underlying issue that might just kind of be gnawing away at you. And there's always a right and wrong way to handle things. And I feel like this is what this Devil card is really signifying. There's something that is making you feel like that's kind of chipping at your ego. You got the King of Wands reverse. Something that's really chipping at your ego. And you're like, you know what? I can't let this keep going on. I can't keep holding this in. And I think this Devil card is going to push you to possibly do it in the wrong way, in a sense, like explode or go off or tell somebody about themselves, opposed to, you know, the good side, you know, like you got the good angel and the devil on the other shoulder. The good angel will be like, hey, why don't you sit down and have a meeting and say, look, I want to talk to you about something. So I definitely be careful of how you want to handle the situation. Also, you have to think about it. When you're bringing up something that probably happened to you 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, you sometimes gotta like slowly ease your way into that. You know, people have to recall things. You have to go back to the past. Things can be hurtful on each side, or maybe you were just the complete victim. But whatever it is you have to remember that you're the one that's thinking about it. If you've thought about it for weeks or months, you know, maybe even the last couple of years it's been coming up in your brain, but now all of a sudden you really want to address it. You've had that time to go over things and think about it and replay it out. And when you drop it on somebody, it's like a bomb. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Where did this come from, Aries? And it's like, you have to be careful how you bring up things from the past. Not saying you shouldn't, but sometimes you do kind of have to ease your way in. Like, hey, for instance, if it was something that was said to you that was just so nasty in the past, you might want to bring up the conversation to somebody like, hey, you know, I think it's really important how you talk to people, you know, this way. I know there's some things that were said to me when I was younger that I really didn't care for. And that's like an icebreaker. And then, you know, as you start to, I guess, test the waters to see how people are going to react, then you can really dive into those details. Like, you know, I remember there was an incident where we had a conversation and I did this and you told me that. You know, like, it's a way you can kind of ease the conversation in, opposed to just saying the way you talked to me was disgusting when I was a child. It'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you today? You know, like, you want it to be taken seriously so that you can actually have that open conversation and heal it properly. Also, sometimes assistance might be needed, a third party, a mutual party. You know, if this is like a relationship, you know, they have like couples counseling, or if it's like childhood issues, they have therapists, things like that. So if you need other assistance, you can always try to reach out and see if your other party would be open to it. But I think the best part of this, the most important part of it is how you address it, okay? So I do see you trying to heal some things. I guess I'm going to say you kind of have the upper hand because it's what you want to heal. And it's something that's going to free your mind and your spirit, which is a great thing, okay? So it's like you're going to be the one who can I guess you could say set the tone, set the pace, set the depth of it as well. And then we can just see how your other party responds. So it's kind of like you do have the upper hand here. So keep that in mind when you get people who might be defensive, especially when they're being put on blast. So they might feel like their back is against the wall, and people respond differently. People shut down, people explode, people cry, you know. So just keep that in mind, but take your time with it. And I would just advise you to think about the approach, the person that you're going to address, and always have a plan B, okay? Find a way to diffuse the situation if it's going left, okay? Good luck with that, Aries. So now I'm going to do your love messages. This is your love reading, and this is for my singles first. I'm going to see what is coming towards my singles. All right. What's coming towards my singles in January? So off the bat, I am getting an infatuation, okay? I don't know if you're going to be infatuated with somebody or vice versa. They might just be infatuated with you. But I see a lot of sex, and I see a lot of lust, okay? All right, so overall energy is the Knight of Crystals in reverse. I see a lot of lusting, okay? This could definitely be a newer person, though, because that's usually how it happens. You don't usually lust over like a old connection, typically. Possible, but not typically. It's usually somebody who comes in like that. Just infatuation, okay? Knight of Cups. People can usually overcompensate when it comes to having that emotional, intimate connection with sex, and that might be why this person is just so infatuated. Okay, Seven of Swords. The Death card. The Temperance. Picking up a lot of messages. Ten of Cups in reverse. Picking up a lot of messages. The Devil. I figured this was going to come out, okay? So, look. Some of you guys could be dealing with a water sign, like a Scorpio or a Cancer, Pisces. So, if this resonates with you, I think you'll kind of understand. I don't know if you have a habit of getting with people like this. With the Seven of Swords, I feel like you tend to go for rebound people, and people use you as a rebound. Like, I feel like it's mutual. Like, there's connections don't go right for you, or people, you know, or relationships don't really work for you properly, and you usually tend to just rebound with people, rather you feel it that way or not. Let's say you really wanted something to work with somebody and it didn't. Instead of like, I know healing is more of a deeper term, but instead of coming to terms with, okay, that didn't work, you kind of like, fuck it, I'm on to the next. But in there, if you really want something to work, there might be a little bit of hurt. Like, I'm not going to say you need like deep healing, but maybe just a little bit of comfort. But instead of doing that for yourself, I think you just on to the next. And it's kind of like that is a rebound. And you might also be picking up, like when you put that out there and you make somebody your rebound, I think they're doing the same with you. So it's like both of you are just using each other as rebounds. It's like we were just both in situations that didn't work for us and we weren't happy. So you kind of rush in with people, and then it's that infatuation, it's that lust, great sex, all of that. But when it comes to that intimacy, the things that really make it last, it doesn't work, okay? So I think you'll kind of understand if this is how you operate or not. But yeah. So we have the Death card here. I think you're trying to, well, I know you're definitely trying to change the way that you do this, okay? Whatever it is, I think you really do want love. But it's just like, you might start to really put yourself, especially this Devil energy, you might start to put yourself in this place of things just don't work for me. Oh, relationships just aren't my thing. And I don't think that's the case. I think it's important how you enter your relationships and what you do if they end, okay? Yeah, I think you just feel like Three Cups in reverse and a Page of Swords in reverse. You feel like it just never works for you. Let's clarify. Clarify the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Four Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse. Yeah. Okay. So we have a Tower for the Seven of Swords. Remember I said this is like how you exit the relationship. When you exit the relationship, what do? This is your Tower moment. This is the thing that needs to change. This is how you can kind of fix this, okay? My Aries, my single Aries. I think we also have the Page of Cups here. It's like I said, healing people can kind of, when you hear the word healing, you might think of something much more deep. Like, oh, we need to heal this. Or it's like, I was only talking to this guy for 2 months. Like, who the hell is about to sit up and heal over something from 2 months? I get it. But you need to also reflect a lot, okay? You have to really take time and reflect to figure out, first off, why did it end? The parts you played. What were the red flags you ignored? And then think about, what did you do when it was over? How did you successfully move on where this isn't even playing in your mind? Like when you sit down at a table, let's say you go out on a date with somebody, if you sit down at a table with that person across from you, you should not be thinking of your last person and how they were and comparing them. If you find your old person or the last person you just dealt with, or anybody from the past at that, if you find that you're constantly like comparing things or, you know, it's like, that really shouldn't necessarily be there. Like, you should be trying to enjoy the person in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like some of you guys might kind of have like a checklist. And when this person isn't really checking things off, you're like, oh, this is a short time fling. Let's just do what we do. Like, it's like, you can't have that checklist when you never stop to reflect on how you made that checklist. If that makes sense, like, let's say your last partner did something to you or they talked to you in a certain way. So you kind of, you know, put that in there, or it's just certain things that your ex did. And you put that on a list of, you know, either things that they should do or shouldn't do, but you're not reflecting on how that came about in your situation. Does that make sense? Like, let's say somebody, they cussed you out. Like, this isn't good, but let's say your partner may have cussed you out really bad. And you're like, nah, like, I don't want a person who kind of, you know, curses at me and stuff, which isn't wrong, but you have to think about it. And then when you reflect, you say, now, how did this end up on my list? You know, and you think about it, it was like, oh, because I went through my ex's phone and it was kind of like an invasion of privacy and I upset them and they cussed me out. So it's like, did you ever think about the fact that you crossed boundaries? Did you ever think about why that person cussed you out? Like, it's on your checklist, but did you ever take time to reflect and say, damn, I crossed boundaries or I invaded somebody's privacy? Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. You have to think about, how did these things end up on a checklist? What part did you play to either want this to happen or not want it to happen, okay? That takes a lot of reflecting, a lot of looking in the mirror and looking at self, okay? So that is what you will be doing, because I feel like you won't have a successful relationship until you can figure out your flaws, okay? So I don't like to come here and bullshit with you. I know you probably want to hear me say, oh, you have a new love that's about to come in, but if you're not going to ever look at your flaws to see what you can fix to have a successful relationship, don't expect one. It's that simple. Like, you have to know your part so that you can be aware of these things when you do get in relationships, to know to check yourself or what your triggers are or how you're going to respond to things, so that you can communicate that to your person, so that you guys don't go down that road. It doesn't matter if it already happened. You know what I'm saying? You want to stop it before it gets that extreme, okay? All right, Aries, it's time to look in the mirror, okay? Going to my couples. What's coming towards my Aries in a relationship for January? Okay, I hear smooth sailing. So if you had like some tough issues with your person, you can know that things will be smooth sailing. I think your person could be you, but I think it's your person who might go through something and they might really need your comfort. And I feel like that's why everything that was an issue can kind of be put on hold and you guys can kind of come together. The Tower moment. Okay. Queen of Diamonds. We have the Ten of Crystals in reverse. The Star card in reverse. It's not about you right now. And I think that's why it's smooth sailing. You know, I think you're going to really realize that your person needs you, and this is not a time for you to be like combative or stand your ground, or this is what I want, this is what you want, like let's figure it out. It's like, you know what, my person needs me, and that's what I need to do, be there for them. A Knight of Swords in reverse, I'm sorry, Knight of Swords upright, the Death card, the Hermit. Okay, so I think you are going to realize this is not about me, and it's going to be a very selfless energy, and that's very beautiful when it comes to this, because the last thing you need when things are going left, I don't know, maybe somebody could, like your partner could lose a job, maybe they could lose a loved one, maybe they could just be losing themselves a lot. You're going to realize this is not time for me to argue with my partner. This is not time for me to bring up issues with my partner. So if you had like really tough times, that's why I see them like going away, because your partner needs you as support, okay? And you know, I feel like a lot of people feel like this. They hate when they're going through something and they're upset with their partner, because that's the one person who you want to talk to. That's the person who you know, who understands you, loves you and stuff. So very selfless energy. And I think honestly, while you're in this energy, you're going to really be thinking about what's important and what's not. I think you're going to start to see your person in a very vulnerable state, okay? And I'm really thinking this is your partner. I don't think this is you, Aries. Your partner is going to be in a very vulnerable state, and you're going to start to reflect and think about, you know, what's really important in this relationship. You know, if you're constantly bickering about little shit, I think you're going to start to realize, and maybe that's really what this Tower is, you're going to really start to realize that some things are not worth arguing over, okay? Yeah, I think you guys are going to really find just happiness. And listen, when you guys make it through tough times together, that really brings couples closer. So that should really kind of change the dynamic a little bit. And that your person may even start to view you differently in a better way, because it's like, when I was really going through it, my Aries stuck by my side, you know. So sending your partner love and light, and you know, just encourage you to be there for them, okay? All right, finances. How are the finances looking for my Aries? What will finances look like in January for my Aries? I hear steady and stable, steady income, the Devil. I don't feel like money, you guys have gotten a Devil card like 3 times. I don't feel like money is going to be very important right now. And when is that ever, right? I feel like if you've always been about your money, you're gonna just kind of stay like in the same area, but I don't see money being bad for you. Yeah, so I don't really see money being like a big change. Like, I feel like if your money is decent now, it'll stay decent in January. I don't see anything going down and nothing too crazy going up. I think you're gonna be steady and stable with your money, okay? Let's see. We got the 4 Wands here. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. The Justice, balance. The Knight of Wands in reverse. I feel like some of you guys could get a new job though. And we have the 9 of Swords in reverse. I feel like you guys could get a new job, but if you do, I don't think it's going to be a major pay increase. Money is not the forefront of your life in January. Okay, not gonna lie to you. I think it's gonna be very fair and balanced. It'll be enough for you to handle. I think your focus is gonna be on other areas in life. That's where I think this 9 of Swords is coming from. I think your focus is gonna maybe be more on love, or you know, just maybe that healing that I talked about. I don't see money as something that's sitting on your mind. I don't think that's something you're gonna worry about, but it's not something you're gonna focus on. You know, we get in times where we really want to hustle. We gotta get to the money. I don't see all that. I don't. I'll be lying if I said that. I think you're gonna focus on other things, and don't overwork yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with things in this area, that area, don't put your finances there, especially if it's steady. You know, it's not like anything is going wrong. You know, I think, like they said, steady and stable. Okay. Whew. All right, Aries. So those are your messages as far as your general reading, your love reading, your finances. I like to just pull some oracle cards to give you some advice, because I see you guys got some things you about to handle in January. So let's get some advice to see. Let's get some advice to see, you know, to help guide you on this journey. So your card is push to surface. You may have come complacent. You may be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life, okay? So I feel like this is related to either to two areas. One area could be this healing, pushing things up to the surface. The other one could be in relationships, especially with my singles, okay? Beware of the dynamics of your life, okay? So you might just be getting some new energy coming in, things that you want to address and handle. I feel like that's what's really coming up for you guys, okay? It's just things that you're going to be addressing. All right, so this is, okay, my Illuminated Earth Oracle. This card is influence. Okay, so let's see. What message do I have for influence? We are surrounded by forces in nature that influence our psyche. Everything from astronomical events to changing global conditions can affect our quality of life, especially if we are sensitive to their energy. Be mindful of these ever-changing conditions. Help us cope with the impact that they have on our lives. Practice staying grounded through rituals of self-care, okay? And you know what? Listen. These are tough things. Not gonna bullshit you. Healing is tough, yes. Healing is tough, and also realizing your flaws, especially if you have a really big ego. Not gonna lie, Aries can have strong egos. This can be really tough. So it's kind of like, you know, really take it easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. But at the same time, you still have to address it. So they're saying a lot of self-care, you know, really take care of yourself through the journey, especially if you have a lot to heal. Especially, that's tough, okay? So if you do something to, you know, if you have a tough conversation or something, you might really want to take it easy on yourself the next few days. So do nice things for you. Comfort foods. I say all the time, if you like ice cream or chocolate, you know, go get your favorite food. You know your favorite food. Get your favorite food. Watch your favorite movie. You know, wear your favorite pair of comfy pajamas. Really cater to yourself after you hit a major pipe in the line, if you'll say, you know, because healing can definitely be tough. So if you really like address something with somebody, and it's like a big blow up, or not even if it's a blow up, but it's just a tough conversation. It might leave you crying or thinking, confused. And let me just give you a heads up. When you heal stuff, boy, that can put you in a lot of mixed emotions. You can end up being in a lot of mixed emotions. So to kind of ease your brain, or to kind of calm yourself down, do things for yourself, okay? That's going to be very important to remember as you heal things, and even as you recognize things about yourself, you know, because don't get an energy if you'll be like, oh, especially to my singles, so this was my problem in relationships. I'm such a fucking idiot. This is how, you know, I ruin everything. You don't want to go down that road. You want to pinpoint your issues, learn from them, and move forward. So if you find yourself beating yourself up and saying like mean shit to yourself, you need to put a stop to it and go cater to yourself. You know, do a lot of self-care and just, it's okay. It was the past. I've learned. Now I can move forward in a healthier manner, okay? So this is my Angels and Ancestors Oracle. I love this one too. Some good messages. Your card is Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, the message. All right. Don't back down. Make your opinions heard. Don't settle for second best. All right. So, I'm going to read your extended message. If you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on is important to you. Whenever you feel fear, you are on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that is going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation on your hands where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call up your inner warrior. Don't fathom and don't be frightened, because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times. So that's another thing that I didn't really address was fear. These things can also be very scary. I didn't pick up energy of you all being scary. Not scary, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say scary, but being scared or being very fearful, but that can definitely happen. You might plan out everything, and when it comes time to it, you'll be like, no, never mind. I don't want to mess up my relationship with this person. I don't want to bring this up. You know, fear can most certainly set in. So when that fear comes, that means something even bigger is about to happen. Like you're about to break through, bust through, whatever, and it'll be worth it, okay? So don't back down if you get to that stage, and take care of yourself after it happens, okay? So Aries, these are really good messages. I hope these resonate. Feel free to comment below. We can chit chat. If you feel like this is kind of resonating with you, and you want some more insight, feel free to book a personal reading with me. I currently do have a special going on. It's 50% off all personal readings. You can head to my website, tarotwitht.com, and use the coupon code DEC2021. 50% off is valid from now until December 31st, but you can also get a reading outside of my promotion, because you might want a lot of guidance, okay? Nothing wrong with that as you go through these things, or even, unfortunately, if you look in the mirror, you're like, shit, I don't see nothing wrong with me. You know, let spirit tell you, let the universe tell you what it is that you might want to work on, okay? Nobody's perfect, nobody. So if you need some help and some guidance, feel free to always book a personal reading. My information will always be below. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and turn on my notification bell. I do post daily, my daily tarot teas, and I have picked up this energy as well. So I've picked up energy about wanting to confront things and really address things with people. So if you feel like this resonated, feel free to watch those every day. It just offers you a little bit of guidance, okay? With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.